Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this first impressions walkthrough of the Minute Tarot. So this is actually a deck that I got in a trade, and it did come with this cute little red bag. You guys know I am a super bag snob. It's no reflection on the creator of this deck, but I will definitely be getting this one a Peggy bag stat. I haven't picked one out yet, but I am planning to get one here pretty soon. So this is a deck that was actually out of print for a while and recently came back in print. The artist is Robyn, Tisch, Hollister. Let me just bring that up so you can see it. And as I understand it, this was a deck of cards created by the artist when she decided she was going to do the art for each card in, I believe, 5 minutes or less. I first saw this deck on Katie Flower's channel, and I will try to remember to link the video that I watched first that showed this deck. But ever since I saw that, I've been a little bit fascinated with this one, and decks that have this sort of kind of playful, fast and loose sort of art style definitely tend to capture my attention. So let's zoom in and do a walk through all the cards. I'll give my first impressions and we'll see where we end up. I'm going to make sure the camera doesn't wobble too much. I think that should do it. Perfect. All right, let's get us zoomed in and we will take a look at the cards. I will say, before I dive too far into the artwork, the cardstock feels very thin, and I will admit it feels kind of flimsy. There's not a lot of decks that I have that feel this thin, but if you are familiar with the Tarot of Transformation, I would say this is basically the same. It has less gloss, and it doesn't feel like it has a core or has a lot of, like, it feels like when you bend it. Here's a good example. When you bend it, it kind of holds the bend. I don't know if that was true of the first edition. This is the more recent edition, but it is something worth mentioning, especially for those of you that cardstock is a real big deal. It can be for me, but I haven't decided yet. These cards are small enough that I might be okay with the flimsier stock. So we'll see. We will definitely see, but I am really charmed by the art already. So let's dive in. So we have the title card and the art card, and of course these are the backings. I think they're really cute. Yeah, see, here's an example of a card that just in my playing with it where I've already sort of bent a card. But that's just one of the intros, so I'm kind of okay with that. In fact, I'm going to set these cards aside, and here we go. So we have the Fool. This is so cute. I love this dog here, and I love the playful, like, lighthearted energy of this Fool. The Magician. I really enjoy how the cloak here, or I guess you would call it a cloak, that's around the Magician almost provides this, like, aspect of you're not seeing everything. I feel like especially around the head area, the way that the face is framed in the cloak hood that way just gives a little bit more mystery. I like that about the Magician. I think this High Priestess is super cute. I'm actually really impressed that this artist managed to create these cards in like 5 minutes or less. I think it's really cleverly depicted. I just think that's really cute. This Empress to me looks like she literally is a fairy. She's got this like fairy vibe about her, and I really enjoy that. Emperor. Love the colors. I wonder what she used. She must have used like markers. It looks like she's used markers here. The Hierophant. Lots of color. The Lovers. The Chariot. Sweet Strength. She also looks kind of fairyish. I wonder where I'm getting that from. Is it the crown of flowers on their head? I don't know, but don't they look kind of fairyish? These two characters look like they're very similar. That's really cute. This, to me, this lion looks like a puppy lion to me. I don't know why. It looks like a little puppy. I know lions are cats. I actually really love this hermit. I'm surprised by just how much she captured that sort of elder energy here. I think it comes through really well. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. And I forgot to mention too, these are like, they feel like a bridge size or poker size. Maybe, yeah, this is probably a poker size deck. So I like that size as well. Death. I love this Death card. And I like that she's created her own art. It's not like a straight up, like, exact duplicate of Rider-Waite-Smith art. She's definitely depicted each card the way that she wants to depict them, which I think is really cool. I love the rainbow going between the cups. The Devil. Lots of darkness. The Tower. And it's interesting to me too, there's this like almost like the earth is splitting underneath the tower as well. You could see this also as two rivers or streams on either side of the tower, but to me you could also read that as a actual cracks in the earth down below, as well as the lightning strike from above. And you can also tell that there's flames through the windows of the tower. So it's definitely coming down. Here's our star card. The moon. And there's kind of a close-up feel, and I don't know if that's the way that she's framed, like literally drawn the frames around these images or the perspective, but it just feels like you're a little closer to the action. The sun card. Judgment. And the world. I love this world. I think she's super sweet. I love that her foot is kicked up as she's dancing. And then we are into the minor arcana. So we have the Ace of Swords, the 2, love her striped tights, the 3, the 4, very Rider-Waite-Smith for sure. Oops, the 5, 6, 7, 8. You definitely don't need a guidebook with this deck if you're familiar with Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. I really enjoy this sort of face-on perspective with the 9 of Swords. The 10. Page of Swords. It's interesting to me, actually, his jacket or vest makes it look a little bit like almost like wings that are folded in. I know that I don't think that's the intention, but it gives you that feeling. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. I really enjoy the third eye here, the third eye butterfly sort of feeling to her headpiece. And the King of Swords. And now the cups. We have the Ace, the 2, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! Okay, sorry, I get really excited when I find a 9 of Cups or when I see 9 of Cups cards that aren't just like a dude with a bunch of alcohol. I mean, mind you, this is a fairy with a bunch of wine. So, I mean, is it really that different? But it's so playful and fun. I love this. This is a card that I really do a lot of work with. So I really appreciate when I can enjoy that image. Love the 10 of Cups with all the rainbow colors in the actual cups themselves and the way that they're kind of feeding back and forth. I think that's super cute. Page of Cups. Knight. Queen. Love the fairy feel to these colors. I think I like the pinks and the purples and the teals and things that are coming through. And the King of Cups. And now we have the Pentacles. We have Ace. 2. She looks a little worried. 3. 4. I like that he's got a more neutral facial expression, even though he's still holding onto his resources, and he's a little less, gripping a little less tightly to the pentacles at his feet. Instead of them being under his feet, they're like on his feet. It just provides a little more, I think, neutrality to the card image. The 5. 6. Something I've actually come to learn about my preferences is that I really like when a 6 of Pentacles, it's not quite so clear who's the giver and who's the receiver. Some examples of that might be the Sasarai Bito Tarot 6 of Pentacles. There's others too, but they're not coming to mind offhand. But I really enjoy when it's not so obvious. Like here you can obviously tell he has the wealth and the resources and is sharing them to this person down here. I don't like the imbalance, right? I like the idea that you could be the giver or the receiver, and I don't know, this has more of that sort of bias that we see in the more classic decks, which again, classic imagery for sure, and one that I can work with, but I've learned that about my preference in the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. She definitely is seriously like ready to find out how this is going to play out. You can see the impatience in her facial expression. The 8 of Pentacles. The 9. She looks very content. I love the little snail down here too. The 10. Page. I love that he's got a book there. The Knight. The Queen with her bunny. And the King. Finally, we have the Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. I love that there's a bonfire or campfire in the background. The 2 of Wands. I love this. And it's interesting to me too that there seems to be these almost like spider web or cobwebs around. It kind of speaks to that idea that you could end up hanging out in this planning phase way too long. It's really interesting to me. I don't think I've ever seen that in the Two of Wands before. The Three of Wands. The Four. I like that she's by herself. You can have these milestone moments. They don't have to necessarily be about another person. I think that's a very empowering way to depict that card. The Five of Wands. The Six of Wands. The 7, 8, 9, and 10. Definitely some struggle happening there. Then we have the Page, Knight, Queen with her kitty, and King. I like the flames kind of on his cloak. Alrighty, let's zoom out. I'm going to share a little shuffle with you and maybe just flip through some cards. I don't know. We're just seeing how this goes. So let me share the shuffle with you because, of course, that's going to matter with cardstock that's thinner like this. I do find the shuffle feels, because I've played with the shuffle already, a little bit, that was a terrible shuffle on my part. It feels a little unsatisfying, but they do bridge well. It'll be interesting to see how they hold up over time. I do feel like this is the kind of deck that's going to just, like, I don't know if you can tell how much bow went into the deck just from that first shuffle, but I do riffle shuffle. I don't tend to work with decks I can't riffle shuffle as much. I don't know why. It's just part of the, well, I guess I do know why. It's part of the tactile experience of working with cards for me. So, yeah. I mean, they're fine, and they're small. They're easy to handle. I'm just concerned that they're going to bow pretty early on for me. But, yeah. I mean, it's fine. I overthink these things, I think, sometimes. But really, I think really for me, it's less about the fact that they're thin and more about the fact that they don't feel like they have that bounce back that cards with like a core have. And maybe they have a core. I could be completely out to lunch. These might have a core. I got these in a trade. I didn't get them from the creator, so I don't know what the actual specs are. But let's give these a little fan out. Okay, well, this part works beautifully. Look at that. Lovely. They kind of blend with my tablecloth again. But that, my friends, is the Minute Deck, a tarot of 78 quick insights by Robyn, Tisch, Hollister, and this is the 2020 edition. So if you've been looking for a reason to see all of the cards, here you go. I'd be interested to hear your guys' impressions down below. Particularly, I'd be interested also to hear from those of you who have this deck and have played with it, like what you think of the cardstock and all that stuff. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're new here, click the little bell to be notified of my future videos and my live streams. Don't forget, I have a second channel where I do tarot readings. That is Tarot with Lisa. You'll find that linked in the description box down below. And remember, if you want to book a reading with me, you can always do that over at supportivetarot.com. Thank you so much, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys.